Hey YouTuber, this is Dre, Recovery One Drones, back with you again. Today we're going to talk about the accessories that I use and you may be thinking about using with your drone equipment. It's always become essential to have what you need when you're out in the field, because you and I both know there are no plug outlets out there in the boonies, or even in city area in their neighborhood. There are no outlets hooked to a power pole that you can just plug your stuff in and charge it up and be able to continue on with your flight. So you got to make sure before you leave the house that you have all the necessary batteries and backup materials that you need to continue on what you need to do, or at least have what you need to do what you need to do for the most part. Well, today I'm going to show you some accessories that I have brought along board with me that help me along when I'm out in the field to combat those situations of phones, batteries, and so forth that need to be recharged at any given time. Now, the first thing I'll say is that, when it comes to the batteries of the drones themselves, up until after the I would say DJI came out with the DJI Spark, they have not come back with anything else close to what I'm about to show you. Some of you probably seen this. Some of you may even have this. But this is one of the best devices DJI came out with. It's a power bank. That's what it is. And I really like it. I think when I bought my Spark originally, this is one of the first accessories I picked up after buying the Spark itself. Comes out and it holds the Spark in place. You're able to charge 2 additional batteries with also the battery that's connected to the Spark. And it goes in sequential order, like all DJI products. It goes from the most chargeable battery first to the lowest charged battery. So at least you're able to keep things going on while you're out in the field. You're talking about, I have 4 batteries for my Spark, and I feel I didn't need to buy any more because this thing was able to keep the batteries charged from one flight to the next flight. I can fly at least 2 batteries and have at least one more charged up by the time I finish up 2 batteries. We know the Spark battery doesn't last very long, so you're talking about 20 minutes, you can have another battery charged up for you in a good amount of time. Other thing is that this device comes with is the ports. Right here is another USB port, 5 volts, that you can have come out and charge up your phone or whatever device, your controller, off this port right here. And that's what I liked about it. This device itself probably lasted about 4 to 5 hours out in the field when it's charging things. So you're talking about a Spark with all these batteries that last about maybe 13, 14 minutes tops. I've got as much actual flight footage around the 9-minute level, maybe 10 if I'm not flying too far away from where my starting point is. And this thing has just been amazing. I take it out with me even when I don't fly the Spark. I take it out when I just for the fact of having this extra port right here. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about real quick here are some other things I think people are starting to look at, and I call it having a dummy phone. Okay, a lot of folks use their current cell phone because they want to have internet connection, data connection while they're out flying. So that way you're able to catch up with any recent apps or upgrades when you're out in the field, because it seems like it never fails. You might have had a bird sitting up, and one of the things you forget while you're charging the batteries is check for updates. When you go out in the field, next thing you know, you got to burn up almost 10-20% of your battery waiting for it to update with the latest, I don't care whether it's fly, geofencing, or whatever. Or it might be a legitimate update that takes almost half your battery strength. So now you have wasted a half a battery out in the field trying to do all the updates. Going back to this phone here, this is my dummy phone. Okay, doesn't have any SIM card in it. I like this phone. This is a Samsung Note Edge. This is about a 2011 phone. You can't hardly find them anymore on the internet. And what I like about this phone is it didn't get all that hot. I can make about 4 or 5 batteries flight with this phone before it starts getting hot. And I hear people talking about their phones or tablets shutting off. This one did a pretty good job holding up. I didn't have problems at all. I've used this phone with my Phantoms and with all my Mavericks, and never had a problem. One of the biggest thing I like about this phone is its size. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. The screen itself is just under 5 inches. Okay, so you're talking about 4 point something inches in the length of the screen, but the impressive part is the width. Okay, the width is a full 3 inches. Okay, now saying that, you say, what's the big deal? Most of your newer phones, they may be longer, linear wise, but they're not as wide as this phone is right here. Now, people don't understand, oh, I'm going to go get, I got the new, because I just had to go get one, because this what happened to my other phone last week, 5-story drop off, so it's kind of dead in the water. So I had to go upgrade to a newer phone. I don't buy anything brand new for myself. I'm a cheapskate. So I went and got me a, I think it's 2 years old, a Galaxy S8 Plus. It's about 1.5 inches longer than this phone, but it's not as wide as far as the screen. And I thought that was, kind of odd that they would continue the width of their phones, but they didn't. They got a little narrower the phone face itself, but it is a little longer screen. So for a visual perspective of it, I won't ever use that phone in my controllers. I'll continue to use one of these phones because it gives me the width, or I should say the height of the screen when I'm out flying. Okay, that's a dummy phone. Pick up a dummy phone on eBay or wherever else, dirt cheap. No chip in it, but it will work on Wi-Fi. So all you gotta do is maybe have your regular phone that has your data plan with it, create itself as a hotspot, and this phone right here, pick up that hotspot for Wi-Fi and work perfectly with your drone. Now I also have at my disposal an actual hotspot. This is one that I use when I'm going to be out for any length of time. It's charging right now. This is actually a Wi-Fi hotspot, and I do take this out from time to time. I'm going to be out for any extended period. This thing lasts about I'd say full day charge of a data plan on it. Okay. Now the next thing, as far as talking about power, we're still in that same level. Recently, I picked up 2 of these PowerMates. All right, I'm not mentioning names because I'm not endorsing anybody's product. Picked this up recently. What I like about it, it gives you 2 USB ports, USB-C and a USB mini port. Charge it basically, you can charge up anything from a drone that has the battery still in it because it's USB-C port, which covers I believe the Maverick Original Air, and the Mavic Pro 2 has the USB-C ports on it, and some of the other newer birds. But as far as your controllers, 9 times out of 10, they'll have a standard USB input, and you can keep your controller charged up when you're out in the field. The next thing I'm going to talk about is transfer information, and that's what I'm getting to. Okay. Right here, what we have is a little small micro mini, I guess basically a transfer device, what it is. I've been using this for about the last 6-7 months, and it was interesting that we had a conversation on live stream. I believe it was Mel's at 400 AGL, and we were talking about SD cards. And SD cards are one of those kind of things that can have a mind of its own and can make or break a day. But for most of us, this little device right here is the main thing. Now what I've done lately, after we had a discussion online, I went out and picked up another one. And open this up right here. I bought 2 of these, one for my office and one for home. And this is one for my office. This one here gives you the micro SD slot, the standard size SD slot, and then it gives you 3 3.0 USB connections right here. This can connect right to the main computer, or like I do, I have it connected off my other hub. So this right here gives me a little difference, and it's just for convenience. This was about maybe I think this might have been $9-10 off Amazon. Now, another thing I use, and this is because of the way I like to shoot things, the drone is not everything that you may need to do a job with, especially guys who do real estate. I've had conversations with several other people on the side, asking about what they use, what type of, this is what they call a gimbal right here. We talk about the gimbal on our drones. This is a gimbal, handheld gimbal right here. And this is specifically designed for use with a cell phone. Okay, you put the phone inside the area right here. This expands out, and then when it's activated, there you go. Swings around, keeps it smooth. You can use this in a tracking mode or a following mode, or you can use it like you would in your hand, as we call it, quick action mode, where it stays focused, and as you move this, everything moves quick action mode and so forth. So it gives you a lot of different things to operate with. And this is just another tool of the trade. If you're talking about trying to do real estate work, and other type of ground and aerial work, something like this has got to be in your bag. You know, you can't walk around and try to really get nice footage, smooth footage with your hand. It just doesn't work that way. And you see some of the guys that are out there, I don't want to mention names today, but some of the guys that are out there, you wonder, well, how did he get that shot? You know, rising up into the kitchen or into the bathrooms, or transitioning from one room to other room, because you're thinking, because he's a drone reviewer or operator, you think, oh, did he use a drone? He got to be awesome drone operator. I said, no, he used something like this, a gimbal of some type. This is the one I use. I need to start using it more often in some of my projects, just to get different perspectives. It's one thing to have an aerial perspective on things, but sometimes you need to have some ground perspective to give yourself a complete picture. Okay, we'll set that up there. Like we see now, I'm using some GoPros to shoot this right here. A lot of guys use more expensive cameras that are out there, and maybe one day I will venture towards that area if I plan on doing a lot of YouTube vlogging more often. My main thing is always show the flights. I think that as a drone operator, that's what people are more interested in, is seeing how you fly and what you can discover while flying. The next thing I have here, I picked up recently, is this little mic system right here. Like I said, I know everybody's getting into the wireless. Well, I'm not interested in spending, you know, a couple $100 on a wireless system. I'm just not, like I say, once again, I'm just not into vlogging. I'm into flying. So when I do talk, I'm starting to use this mic right here to get better audio out of my equipment. Like I said before, I use the GoPros. I don't have a new GoPro. I got the GoPros I use are the Hero 3 Plus Black Editions. I have 2 of them, and that's what I use. They are sufficient for what I need them for. They go up to 2.7K. So this is for the purpose, so if I need to speak, I can be heard more clearly through a mic system. I hope you guys enjoyed what I showed you. As always, hang on, enjoy the ride, and please subscribe. Thank you very much. Trey out.